Good morning on a white resonant mirror day. And this here has nothing left to say. I just read a quote that totally shut me up. I'm going to read it to you. It humbles me. It comes from the, what's it called? Synchronario 1320 app for, not just for the day, but they have this. This app is very, very complex. When you have the paid version, it gives you images of the Hunab Qs, geometrical, blah, blah, blah. It's really fantastic. How deep do we want to dive? I should play you they play you a harmonic sound sequence, a melody for today. Here we go. No, I'm going to read first, and then I'll play you this melody. This quote, because afterwards I'm going to stop the recording. Here, it's, I don't know, way number 34, which is one of the, how many paths are there, how many ways are there, I do not know. Don't understand that deep into the system. It says, navigation electrifies wisdom. Heptad 34. If I'm not wrong, a heptad is like a week, but I'm not exactly sure. And it says precept 34. Do not ask me. And then the quote. Interplanetary travel begins with meditation that clears the mind of the tendency to think. This is mandatory in the development of samadhi and concentration in samadhi, to go where you have to go or to do what has to be done. Quote end. To give you a little further insight here, Kali opens the fourth gate of the heptad of the Prophet, 315 continuous consciousness. Before I play you this melody, Kali refers to the chakra. If you follow this system along the route of the 13 moon calendar, we are currently, and the year starts on the 26th of July. It ends on the 24th of July, and the 25th of July is the day out of time, special day for special celebration. And then each month is 28 days long, 4 weeks, 7 days each. We are in the 9th month. It's called the moon, and we're in the second week, right in the middle. And in that system, every day is dedicated to a chakra, starting with the first day, which isn't necessarily, it would be necessarily, depending on what day the 26th of July falls, I suppose. So in this case, today is a Tuesday, and the week then always starts Tuesday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. It starts on Saturday. And Saturday is for the crown chakra, Sunday for the root, Monday for the third eye, Tuesday for the sacral chakra, today, sacral chakra, Wednesday is for the throat chakra, Thursday is for the solar plexus, and Friday for the heart chakra. So one can synchronize that way also. And there's a reason for that sequence, going from the top to the bottom and then weaving its way back to the one below the top, one above the bottom. one below the top, one above the bottom, into the center. And then weaving back to the top. The rhythmic earth yesterday reminds us of these rhythms. These are rhythms. These are pulsational rhythms that we can synchronize with, and either we create them thus, or they already exist and we tune into them. Or, third option, they have been created by us, now they exist, and now we get to tune into them. The one in the middle was like, they existed independently, we were created with that. They already existed. Today we're Resonant Mirror. I'm going to play us today's tune. And I'm going to say something to this quote I just read. Let's see how I can get this, that's audible but not too loud. Actually, I know how to do that. Wait. Okay, let's see if this works. We're going to listen to the time matrix, then the sync matrix. I do have to read to you what that is. The time matrix, the first tone, hearing establishes the radial sense core matrix in the third dimension of external time. Cosmic synchronization in the second mental sphere of the subconscious. Do you get that? Then we're going to listen to another tone. I don't know, V9, H19, MBU 207. The first one also is V4, H19, MBU 202. Just let it flow through you, surely. In brackets, minus 26. I don't know what that means. And then the 20, oh no, wait, where are my glasses? Not here, minus 28. And then it says, the 28th magnitude sublimates the external flow of hyperplasmic space in the 8th dimension of lower radial time, in the 7th mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. Why do I love that? And then we're going to listen to the space matrix, the beta alpha hyperplasma core unit of the 14th magnitude radiates Kun, which is heat of the inner light, and neutralizes the external flow of hyperplasmic space in the 9th dimension of inner time, in the 7th mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. Yo, this is really arriving. And then you have the master coordination frequency last. Is it last? No. The 5th magnitude. It's -5. The 5th magnitude sublimates the coordination circuit of the 5th force in the 3rd dimension of external time, cosmic synchronization in the 2nd mental sphere of the subconscious. I don't know why this is starting to make sense. This is scary. And then heptal door. This is actually, this is today's arrangement of where our 5 musketeers land. The whole of galactic art becomes reality meditation. This is a quote, and then it says this quote, what I just read, establishes the 4th octave of the whole galactic art in the 8th dimension of lower radial time, in the 7th mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. I mean, can you imagine being able to live and hold these awarenesses of all these levels of consciousness and time and different spaces, different areas in the subconscious? If it talks about the subconscious here, that must be related to the blue night we have in the analog, 7. Everyone is radiant mirror, white mirror, where's the night? And the mirror must be in the occult. Yeah. And then we have this whole talk about art, which is the yellow star in the antipodal position. And then we have the dog, which is leading today, love, and the dragon mama, in the analog. Okay, let's continue here. At the risk of this boring you terribly, it doesn't bore me. So then it's the equivalent kin. Oh, I get it. Equivalent kin. Okay, sync matrix is, I don't know what. Sync matrix would be maybe the tone of all of them together. The note C. We'll get there. Then is the space matrix. Okay, whatever. Red. The heptal door is yellow. Okay, colors. Green is the sync matrix. No idea. Red is the space matrix. No idea. Yellow is the heptal door. What is it saying? The whole of galactic art. So the star must be like the heptal door. If here's master coordination. This, what are you jumping around? Am I jumping? Correct. Let's go back to the beginning. Purple is the time matrix. The time matrix must be the whole of the yellow human wave spell. Not the whole, but the time pulsar, I suppose. The sync matrix, no idea, is green. What is it talking about? What is the time matrix talking about? Hearing, establish the radial sense core matrix. Oh, are you still hearing me properly? The third dimension of external time, synchronization of the second mental sphere. Oh, you have to see this image, I suppose. I could feed it in. Let me take a screenshot while we're at it. I can feed that in. Sync matrix screen. Okay, whatever. This is, you're going to look at this like in German we say, like a pig into clockwork. It's like, unless you were into this thing, then you wouldn't be listening to me, because I'm sure you'd be so evolved. The beta alpha hyperplasma. Have I been to the space matrix? Yes. Wait, the sync matrix. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm trying to understand this. The 28th magnitude sublimates the external flow. What is sublimation? Radial time. Sublimates. Tatiana needs to look up what sublimation means. Sublimates. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Sublimation. Yeah, well, that's very helpful. Thank you. We translate the word to the same word. Sublimationsdruck. But what does it mean? Sublimation paper. Sublimation printing. Okay, well, I just translated it. I didn't check up what it means. Sublimation. The direct phase. Oh God. Sublimation is the direct phase transition of a substance from solid to gas. Oh, completely bypassing the liquid phase. This endothermic process occurs when solid molecules gain enough energy to overcome forces binding them, often seen with dry ice, iodine, or in freeze drying and specialized printing. Well, wouldn't that be the light activation process? We can't melt. We gotta go from, but are we solid? Go from this physiological body straight into spirit light. You don't melt down in between. Okay. Sublimates. All right. Okay, now we're going back to space matrix. The beta alpha hyperplasma core unit of the 14th magnitude. I'd recommend you don't tune me out, because I have the sense that these words have a tuning. They tune, and the melody will tune. The beta alpha hyperplasma core unit of the 14th magnitude radiates kun, heat of the inner light, and neutralizes the external flow of hyperplasmic space. in the ninth dimension of inner time, in the seventh mental sphere of the radiosonic radialization of consciousness. Okay, did you get that? And then we have the master. That note is C. I've seen that already. Note, nota C, nota re. We're going to be playing re, C, C. Master coordination frequency is sol. If that doesn't sound like do re mi fa sol la ti do. Oh, do re mi fa sol la ti do. Is it do re mi fa sol la do re ti do? Do re mi fa sol la do do do. Do la mi fa so. What is it? How does it go? Tatiana. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Okay. Fifth magnitude sublimates blah blah. We've been there. That's the master frequency. Wait, master coordination frequency. Fifth magnitude sublimates the coordination circuit of the fifth force. It's black. I see. Dimension of a time, cosmic. Where is it? Over there. Aha. Dimension, cosmic synchronization in the second mental sphere of the subconscious. Yellow heptal door. That's the night. That one I just read has to do with the blue night. This, the UR rune 95. Aha. That's where the Q comes from, a rune. The whole of galactic art becomes reality meditation. Everybody is an artist, meditative artist, reality meditation. This establishes the fourth octave of the whole galactic art in the eighth dimension of lower radial time and the seventh mental sphere of the radiosonic radialization of consciousness. In 2 years' time, I'm going to be able to totally translate that into ordinary speak. Guardian. Now we have the Psi chrono psi. You gotta tell me what your kin is, and I will play you the tune of your particular kin. Oh, mamma mia! Do re fa mi sol la ti do. Mamma mia! Mamma mio! Guardian of the fifth force. Wait, if I missed something? Chrono psi chrono. Guardian of the fifth force. Who is the Psi Chrono today? Is the lunar monkey, as far as I know. I can check it out. It says it here. Chrono Psi, lunar monkey. Where are we? No. What is that? Equivalent kin. There's an equivalent kin. If it isn't enough already, every day has an equivalent kin. Lol. Okay, wait. Chrono Psi, guardian of the fifth force of the arc stations, interconnects the archetype of the enlightened, in brackets Buddha, with the sublimated blue dumduar, luminous force field in the ninth dimension of inner time, in the seventh mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. I'm going to leave this planet. I mean, what the fuck am I doing here? I just want to play over there. But I'm just gonna, yeah. I'm gonna stay here. Of course, we have a body, we have the inner sphere, we have the luminous space, and what. Gotta be human too. Anyway, equivalent kin, which today, equivalent kin, down here, says is the cosmic warrior. Yellow cosmic warrior kin, 156. That would be the cosmic warrior out of the wave spell of the seed. I have no idea how the equivalent kins come about, how they calculate that. We will find out in time. The cosmic fire, this is the rune 79, as a quote to rune 79, and then edited the rune 79, and it quotes the cosmic fire tree generates the planetary mind. That's rune 79. The cosmic fire tree, not horse, the cosmic fire tree generates the planetary mind. This establishes the second octave of the cosmic fire tree in the eighth dimension of lower radial time, in the seventh mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. Note Fa. Oh, we're not done. We have 2 more to go. And then we have the MBU harmonic frequency, which is +4. 4th magnitude activates the self-existing form of the external time flow in the 2nd dimension of external time, cosmic ascension, in the 4th mental sphere of the continuous conscious. I tuned out up at the 3rd word. I gotta read this again. 4th magnitude activates, I do not know what 4th magnitude is. 4th magnitude activates the self-existing form of the external time flow. I get that part. In the 2nd dimension, it's the same sentence. 4th magnitude activates the self-existing form of the external time flow in the 2nd dimension of external time, cosmic ascension in the 4th mental sphere of the continuous conscious. Aha, note do plus. Is waarschijnlijk probably higher though. Then we have the equivalent Kin's harmonic frequency. V10, H17, MBU 314. MBU means something. I don't know what it means. Rune 103. There comes a quote and then what it does. The quote, the command channel becomes self-evolved. Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Okay, the command channel becomes self-evolved. This establishes the 5th octave of the union of ascent and descent. The union of ascent and descent. Oh, beautiful. In the eighth dimension of lower radial time, in the 7th mental sphere of the radiosonic radialization of consciousness. Radiosonic radialization of consciousness. Now wait for it. Radiosonic. What? Radialization. I'm going to ask if this knows what this is. Consciousness. What does Google spit out? PDF. The radionic principle. Mind over matter. Explanations for how radionics works involve both a physical, scientific approach and more esoteric approaches involving the mind and consciousness. Radiosonic codes of 7 creation, 3 bodies and 9 times, in brackets these numbers. We have codes of creation, bodies and times. The dimensions of upper radial time. Where the fuck? That's the law of time. Yeah, this is all comes out of this dream spell. www.researchgate.net. The sonic and the conscious universe. Transactional wave resonance. Intergalactic Bulletin 16 PDF census information. 7th mental sphere. Hollow mind perceiver, radiosonic. The roots of consciousness, Jeffrey Mishlove. A new way of altering consciousness, manual of dynamic resonance meditation, the journal for the study of consciousness. Oh, all right, let's have the melody, Tatiana. If you hung out till here, good for you. Here it comes. Very interesting. This maybe now a different audio quality because I'm back on my headphones, because I thought I could talk you through this and then record while running the recorder on the phone, but that didn't work, so I had to go to another phone, record the tune. This is like equivalent, kid. What is this? Ah, oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm just like, this thing is so evolved. There's MBU, Heptildor, Kin. Alright, I mean, seriously, wow. The warrior. We are in the mirror today, the reflection of order, reflect endlessness, reflect order. And it's the resonant tone in the human wave spell. Resonance, channel, inspiring attunement. The power, the action, and the essence. The power is to channel. The power is channeling. The power channels itself. There's so many ways to look at that. The power, whatever that is, the force, is with us. It resonates, it channels itself through us, it inspires us, and it attunes us. To what? In this case, to order. The power channels, the power of resonance channels through us, reflects the endlessness of itself through us, which would have to mean it reflects our own endlessness back to us. It inspires reflection. It inspires us to reflect our own endlessness, our own endless channel. Reflect. Life is an endless channel. We are an endless channel of life. We channel and reflect life endlessly. Power, force, anything. Order. The attunement of order, and it attunes the attunement of order. I channel in order to reflect. They give us this kind of haiku thing here. It's not a haiku, of course, but it's this mantra every day. I don't know why the power from the tone links to the action. Like I channel in order to reflect. Must be some why? Yeah, I can't channel in order to endless. Inspiring, this is the action of the tone. Order, the essence of the mirror. I channel the power of the resonant tone in order to reflect the action of the mirror. Inspiring, the action of the tone. Order, the essence of the mirror. I seal the matrix of endlessness. I do not know the matrix why, and the power. I seal the matrix of the power of the mirror, endlessness, with the resonant tone, tone 7, with the essence of the resonant tone, attunement. I am guided by the power of heart, white dog. I channel in order to reflect, inspiring order. This archetype channels in order to reflect. We can identify with it and say, I do. or we can let it be separate from us. This mirror today really brings something home to me. And this reading of these heptads and dung-dung-dung-dung, those tones, this conversation yesterday, it's about time and about karma, and how can there be karma if everything is now, if there is no time. And of course it's always, this thing gives me now another layer of language, or brings something that I kind of feel clumsy when I talk about it. If it's like, yeah, time doesn't exist, there are these different, it seems as if it's always a paradox. But here comes a language system which helps me, and is by all means not, by no means the only one, by all means not the only one. That gives a bit more, language to, yeah, there are these different spheres, layers, call them levels, spheres of consciousness, different spheres of time, lower time, inner time, outer time, external time, which, like in physics, or quantum physics, classical physics versus quantum physics, for example, we know different rules apply. Astronomy also learns that in outer space, different rules apply outside of our solar system when it comes to the rotation of planets, their speeds, their locks in orbit or not, and whether or not, yeah. But we are, it's, yeah, endlessness, reflect order, the different orders. We've lived for a long time in the third dimension. This here civilization I am a part of, not the entire planet. And to break that open now into a whole new understanding of how we work, of how the human multidimensional structures work. Not every human in the civilization will go through this process just yet. It isn't time for everyone to do that, obviously, but it will be the 100 monkey syndrome, which probably means a bunch of us will actively learn and do, and when it's enough of us that have reached, the rest of us will just jump in. We'll do a quantum jump. Some of us, it makes sense to say, some test the waters. Is this viable? Does this work? Some, if it holds, if the energy holds, if it holds, then the collective can be taken. It can be shared with the collective, because now it's tone 13. Resonant Mirror and Cosmic Warrior. Maybe each one of us, born according to our wave spell and according to our function, becomes like we are the tool in the wave that eventually establishes the cosmic tone of that wave. We are instrumental in that, and the cosmic tone of that wave is then that which endures and transcends and gets handed over to the collective. On tone 12, it gets there's a saying, there's like this council of, is it the council of 12 or the galactic council or whatever, the experiences get brought together like I would imagine perhaps it's like 20 of us. It's like testing medication, or testing a new version of something, or a new tool, or testing this new phone, whatever. A bunch of people get given this, X amount of people get given this, and they test it each for 11 days or whatever, maybe 10 days. In talking a little bit of wave spell. On tone 11, they have to give it back. It gets released. They go back to who they were before they had this. In that day, or in that period, it doesn't have to be a day. It often doesn't work in a day. But in the period of 11, oh, this is beautiful. I gotta talk this through another way, another time. Note to self. And then on tone 12, all of them come together with the researchers or the developers, and each one of them shares their experience. This is what I've experienced in this test. And then according to the success rate, it, or whatever part of it, gets given to the over to the collective. It gets passed into the collective stream of upgrades. Maybe optional, maybe mandatory. And if we see ourselves as a collective humanity, the upgrades that come for us, that get given to us, or that we are giving to ourselves, I mean, it just all serves humanity. You would want them. It's no longer about what is the best for me. It's like I'm part of this greater whole. Like, not any number of my cells can stand here or sit here or be here and say, we're going to gobble up all of this vitamin A because it's not enough. We want all of it. And the rest goes without, when the rest also needs. So there's an intelligence that says instantly which of my cells and systems can do with less vitamin A, or maybe even none for a time being, but which need it vitally, and how much does it really need for, before it malfunctions. I believe the RDA recommendation is what is the requirement before malfunction. So it's not the optimal. And that would just be before the whole starts to show malfunction. So yeah, whatever. Anyway. So we are here resonating truth, order, beauty, art. Nature's art, I say it all the time. You are an artist, you are a piece of art. All of humanity is a piece of art. Anything that isn't artful about us is probably of the ego, of lack of this sort of other kind of use of our free will. We'll overcome that. It's temporary insanity. It is necessary for development, or at least optional. And on a planet of free will, we cannot condemn the use of free will. You can't send a kid into a grocery store which has a candy section, say, get anything you want, and then say when it comes back, like, hey, wait, where's the pasta? Where are the tomatoes? Bad you. What is this? All candy. All candy and toys? Where's the cleaning products? Why don't you want to clean? No, the kid does not. It goes with what it wants. And so do we with our free will. So if we throw bombs at each other, we do that because we believe that's what we need to do. And what we need to do is what we want to do because we want to be safe. We want to be in control. We want to be in power. We want to, whatever. And we have been given free choice. And collectively, or you and me, we do well to support the process of evolution so that instead of us joining the, is it the peanut gallery of stone and bomb throwers saying, "Ooh, as you me, so I you," you know, we say, okay, this is what we step out. Any of us who have the power to stop them, by all means, but if we forcefully stop someone, we haven't helped them evolve. We need to address the root of the behavior. And we're doing these upgrades in the field that cannot even be stopped. That's what the light workers do. They weave light into the field with the consciousness that this is a planet of free choice. We may not interfere. I mean, you can't. If you try, it backfires. You can just support the learning process of the choices humans are making, so that in good time that we raise our consciousness and do not need to repeat so much. And we shine by example. Oh, I was given some roses for my birthday. I need to add water in here. Oh, hello. We light the way by example. We lead the way by example. I'm reminded once again. And what is that example in the light of reflecting order, in the light of the resonant mirror? We can reflect and self-reflect and reflect the divine, not push it, force it, push it down anyone else's throat, but reflect on what's happening on the planet with compassion, guided by love. And send love and light, indeed, to not just the victims, but also the so-called perpetrators, the acting forces as well. Send light, send healing, send love, send compassion, not judgment and condemnation. Leading by example and reflecting ourselves and becoming, just as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. Now, if we think we would like people to stop making war on this planet, well, are we, are we ending the wars within ourselves? Are we ending the wars within our families? Are we loving and accepting everyone as they are? And I don't mean by that we have to embrace and da-da-da-da-da. You can just let people be. You don't have to hang out with them. You can absolutely choose to have no contact with people, but you can do so lovingly, even if they're a closer family member. And you can, when a family function comes around, you can still show up at the same family function. You don't have to ignore and I don't talk to you. That's not it. I can totally bless and wish you well. I can talk to you. I can enjoy your children. I can enjoy having a casual conversation with you. And if I don't enjoy it or you don't enjoy it, we just don't have that. We just am gonna not. We don't need to engage in conversation, but we can also sit. I can sit peacefully, quietly with you. That's for me. That's a no-brainer. But for many people it's not. So perhaps this is a sort of evolved sort of thing, but it's just, that's where life starts. Everything else is just like, oh man, a waste of resources. And of course, if we operate like that, we gotta have short lives, because you can't keep in no ways. You gotta die with that. That has to die, even if it keeps coming back. But you just can't have that here for a very long periods of time. We're having this massive power shift on the planet right now, from them to them, and many of them are very, very scared of them, and they keep fostering and supporting their own fear because and wanting to get a lot of support for themselves against them, so that it's like, shame, man. Exhaustive, but maybe it's fun. I don't know, that. But there's no, course power shifts, and of course that's a good thing. Of course, that may not be a good thing for you in the short term, but you gotta understand some things, and if you haven't understood those, we understand the spirit of cooperation and the benefit of cooperation. And for a very long time, we've had rulership on this planet economically, sort of, pretty much so, that has been so dysfunctional, causing war after war after war after war, like a child on the playground throwing a stone at someone's head. And when that someone comes and fights, then you scream, ah! And then the teacher looks, and you who threw the stone says, that guy beat me up. And make it, and then the teacher tells that guy off. And behind everyone's back, you're like, ha 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 ha. Well, times are changing, and it's time that stops. I'm hoping that the next guy over them there, that they're not operating on the same principle. But if they are, well, then we go another round on the carousel, just the other way around now. But then that's the analog kin. Then they are just like them. Like it so often turned out in history, the revolutionaries ended up becoming just like the ones, the new dictators in a way, thinking maybe they're doing it better, but functioning on the same software. So not really possible to really bring in fundamental change, although it did bring in fundamental change. But sooner or later it landed in a very similar jam, and it had to. I have it on good faith that it now no longer has to. And I have to apply that in my own life, because I'm facing my own fears where I'm like saying to myself, I am afraid if I start this thing, I am afraid of my own failure stories, and they talk to me louder than my success stories. I'm like, I don't want to give myself that same story again. And yesterday I had this conversation with a very good friend of mine, and she said, like, but you aren't that same person, and I need to hear that from the outside. External space needs to talk to me and tell me, reflect back to me my own knowing. Because within myself, yes, I have all the knowing. No doubt about that. Almost all the knowing. But maybe I have all the knowing, but I have elements in myself that have no access or limited access to that knowing. And if they can't communicate with each other, or maybe they can, but occasionally it needs reinforcement from the outside. In as much as I can tickle myself, and I can make love to myself, but it's ever so nice to make love with another. So it's ever so important to hear the wisdom and the guidance from another, where it doesn't reach me from myself. And to expose those parts of me that are feeling perhaps a little lost or helpless or unsmart or unwise, to expose them to another and let them be reflected back with love and with compassion. And it requires some wisdom who we do that with, because we need to know, for me at least, I can't do that with anyone, because if the wrong reflection, and I shut down completely. If someone just dishes out a piece of advice to me, in as much as there might be all the truth in that, if the dog is missing, if the reflection is not done with love and compassion, if it just comes from the rational mind, then that easily, like, I can't take it. So it's, which again may be a shadow side of me, but there is that reflection of love will always meet every shadow that shows up. every yes but I can't, and no but I won't, and I'm scared, and this and this and that. It meets each and every layer with compassion, like a loving mother meets the fears and anything from the child and says, you know what, I'm here, you're not alone, I will hold your hand through this, you can do this, you can learn this, you can overcome this, you can, you know, what, and or you can just be with this, even, you know, like a bully on the playground, like, oh, I don't know, how as a parent do you, like, how do you coach a child through that? Oh, grab a bigger stone and fight back, wait till you're bigger, you're gonna get him. Like, really? Make friends with those guys, they're stronger and they can beat them up. Or avoid. No. How do you coach a child through that? Just take it. Or I'm going to go interfere. I'm going to talk to that child's parents. What do you do? I really don't know. Like, wow. How do you support a child through being bullied? Anyway, we have the star in the antipod, the blue night, and in the occult. I'm not going to go into these today. We're resonating, all of them resonate today. The intuition out of the abundant space, out of the unconscious. It resonates. This mirror resonates and reflects everything. Our life reflects our unconscious. Everything is as it is in this moment appropriate, needed and necessary, not all of it. The rhythmic earth yesterday, the synchronization and evolution tells us that it's only what's relevant that comes up for transformation. There may be a lot more that needs to come up for transformation, but you can't do it all in one sitting. You do in one sitting what can be done in one sitting. And then for me, for quite a while, sometimes I got to a place of despair. It's like, oh my God, I thought I had weeded that. I thought I had done that. I've been around that bend so many times. What am I doing here still? Or again, until I realized, it's always a layer deeper. Or it's, if you're here again, you slacked. You didn't maintain. Be loving and be kind with yourself. I learn, we can learn that, And eventually, we don't. Eventually, it's like, oh, now I see. This is where I always take a left. I may have learned, like, once I'm on that left side, like, I know how to deal with what shows up there. Again. And at some point I'm like, why am I here again? Oh, I took a left. I didn't realize that I had to, at that point in time, don't take that left. Wait and see what other options there are. You didn't realize that. So we're developing backwards in time as well. I love that. We're back to the analog reversal and the occult reverse wave spell. This backward evolution in time. And we analyze backwards, like, where did I take that turn to end up here? Where did I take that turn? What decisions have I made? What decisions can I make, need I make in the future? And there we are linking, didn't I read that earlier, linking the ascent and the descent. When they're both in resonance, resonant mirror. Like, okay, going backwards in time, that's the decisions I made. Next time I come around there, I need to make a different decision. Maybe today I know which decision I need to make. But maybe I've thought that many times, and then I ask myself, but why didn't I make the decision that I know I needed to make? Because maybe that decision in that moment wasn't optional. We think, on hindsight, that another kind of decision should have been made because it was optional. Then we go around the circuit again and again and again until we realize that's wrong. That's not that at that moment in time, that is not an option. Or where we think that moment in time should be to be an option, it isn't. And then it's like, wait, before you make that decision to go left, put a pause. And it's kind of this thing like, before reacting, before blowing up in anger, take a walk, take a pause before you speak. And very many times you have to find out afterwards, oh my God, I spoke before I paused. I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. Fuck. And then to not go into self-hate. Then we stay loving. Like, all right, okay. I'll try again and again and again. And at some point, enough wherewithal does enter that presence grows. Presence would be perhaps linked to the cosmic mirror, which would be the world bridger. Opportunity. Yeah, when that presence of reflection grows, it serves the opportunity for a different choice. Then the world bridger, who stands for death, equalize opportunity, equalizes the opportunity, equalizes and brings a new opportunity for a new choice. And it might be that it just has to be a moment of breathing. The cosmic mirror is guided by the wind. Take a breath, take 3 breaths, take whatever time it takes before you take a decision, or until the decision shows itself which one is the right one. And it isn't stalling. It isn't the same as procrastinating. It isn't the same as not a decision, being decision phobic, one of my themes. And there is sort of a layer of confusion in me, like, where am I waiting for the actual decision, for the choice to show up that I need to make? It isn't here yet. So I'm not necessarily decision phobic. It's just, or I am. I think of myself as being decision phobic, but there may be moments where that description doesn't actually fit, where the correct description would be, the door I am to go through just isn't here yet. It just isn't, the moment just hasn't arrived yet. And then not to be impatient. And why hasn't it arrived yet? And then not to lose the moment, but to say, okay, maybe it hasn't arrived yet because in the space time I'm in, there are still things to explore. You know, when you play computer games, like I don't. So my reference is always kind of like Pac-Man. I've played it a few times. When computers came out, I didn't have one. So when computer games evolved and I started having computers, you know, like, but like, I think like these games like Pac-Man, you don't go to the next level until you've eaten up all the little guys. You know, so maybe there are games where you can't see all the passages. You have to find them. And until you, I'm sure, like, until you have gathered all the, or opened all the other doors, or done all the things you have to do in this layer, the door to the next layer, oh yeah, well, yeah, there are a lot of other games. I have played other games and they're like that. The door to the next layer doesn't open until you've completed this one, basically. So, yeah, well, that's it. Every computer game works like that. You have to complete this layer and then the door opens. And sometimes there's like smart magic bypasses. And you, if you're really smart, you don't have to gather all the points, waste a lot of time. If you know, like, if you know how to, then duk. So, and if duk is not happening, I'm clearly not ticking yet. So I gotta still stay on this layer and learn, learn to play the game. resonating with this new birth, we're resonating with our own being. And when we resonate in truth and harmony with our own being, our whole life, everything starts to vibrate in that harmonic resonance. Conflicts, everything, all of those things, they disappear. Absolutely disappear. It becomes your need and my need, and we reconcile them fluidly. Yellow human, wave spell, resonant mirror, the red moon flow is the occult wave. And it ends in the red, it's the red wave, it's the red earth wave spell, running in the unseen and ending in a cosmic flow underneath the mirror, underneath the human. So it's like, anyway, it's the wave of the earth going in reverse. So perhaps, from the future to the present. And this mirror is here. Of the occult wave of the earth is the blue night. When the earth herself, the mirror is in the lunar position, which I have to look this up. My brain, I don't want to waste time. My brain is, I should be doing this so that my brain trains itself. Earth. No, what am I saying? Yeah. I mean the occult. Exactly. So on tone 12, we're talking about the flow, no? We're talking about the evolution of the earth, our body, our harmony with the earth, our synchronization of our evolutions, that our evolution flows naturally, yeah? So that is the intention that's not so obvious perhaps, or what's happening not in the unseen, in the occult wave, so that we flow toward our future, so that our future can flow toward us. What is evolution if it's not the future calling, our future self calling? Which one, bitte schön? Oof. Which one, if you please? Which future do you choose, yellow human? Or which future has chosen you, yellow human? Are you in alignment with that? Are you in sync with that, resonant mirror? So this mirror on the cosmic night is lunar, is the stabilizer. The order reflects, endlessness reflect order, stabilizes our navigation, our synchronize, evolve, our navigation evolves synchronicity. So synchronicity, that is when we flow, when we resonate with our true being, with our own being truly, whatever that means. Stop thinking. But then everything, life just flows. It's just too beautiful. There is total acceptance. If there's desertification naturally, well, that's part of the flow. Then that is what needs to happen there. Water goes elsewhere. If the bees are leaving our dimensions and humans in this dimension will go extinct, that's fine. That's the flow. They will not go extinct in another dimension. Absolutely not. We will continue living in that other dimension together with the bees and the insects, if we choose. Or, or whatever. You know what I mean? And that is just ease. There's no need for, we want to stay with the water. This place is drying up. Let's move. Let's move with the water. We have built structures in the modern societies that are so solid. How do you relocate millions of people It's difficult. And yet, as a global society, we gotta accept that. And we're going there. Global warming, whatever, climate change, the earth does it all the time. If we're going to be this kind of global community, we better start making space. It's a beautiful thing. We can evolve beautifully, harmonically. Not, I think I know better than you. Let's put places into the desert. And the other says, no, that's stupid. Let's deforest the Amazon. Like, we make a lot of dumbass decisions, but we got this. I really believe we got this. There's a limit to the dumbass decisions we can make before we're taking the whole ship down. Otherwise, there's a parallel ship that we will be on. Or we've collectively learned something, then we do the whole game over. We do the level over until we learn. We can drown humanity. We can take ourselves out time and time and time again until we learn. And it's a game. It goes on. It's endless. Endlessness reflect order. So the flow, bring it home to you and your life, me and my life. How do I flow in my life as a human being? In my everyday actions, in my everyday relationships, in my everyday needs. How do I live in that flow, resonant mirror? And then the earth, synchronicities come when I'm in flow. That's the whole thing about the red earth wave spell. We're yet to get there. We're yet to get to the red moon wave spell too. Love, love, love. The best is yet to come. But then the best comes again when, hello, there's no better or worse. You get me. So, but we're already, the occult is always a wave spell in the future. Is it? Yes, because the past is always in the future. We're going round in circles. Of course, we've been through, when we get to the second half of the talking, the occult wave spells will be the ones we have already gone through. Case in point, let's take the first wave spell, or let's go to this guy. That's in the middle of the talking, that's the blue monkey. And the occult wave is the white dog. No. The occult wave is la 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 la. Lazy brain, the white mirror. Now the white mirror will have happened exactly the wave spell before. So that's where it reverses. In the middle of the whole spin, it reverses so that the occult becomes the past. And then we get a choice to look at it as, what have I? But then we're weaving resonant, because this, the central column of the spin, remember there are 13 columns, 20 wave spells, 20 down, 13 across, form 13 columns. The middle column starts on tone 4 in the wave spell of the mirror and ends in tone 10, a wave spell of the monkey. It's and this seventh column has no, what does it not have? It has no portal days, for example, and it resonates both halves. It starts to sync both halves of the brain, both halves of the. It's just like symbolic, yeah. Both halves of the spin. So then, when we shift over to the monkey wave spell, we could choose to look at the wave spell, the occult wave spell, as what have we gone through in the past in this wave spell, since we've already gone through it. Or we can link it to the next spin. And we can do both. And from then on, since I'm just only discovering this for the first time, when the next spin starts, I may have already expanded my consciousness to being able to hold both the past and the future, the ascent and the descent, the forward and the backward in time, and circleize it, spiralize it, close the circle, but there is time, there's one notch of time, one layer of time, one circle in between. So we're spiraling, not circling. Love it. Mm, mm. But we are both. We're doing both. It's not either or, it's both and more. So then, I look forward to that. And then the analog, and then the antipod, and then the guide, and then some more. And today, goosebumps, we're resonating. And the central column I will not be probably remembering this all the time, but that central column, we are a little bit away from it. Where's today's show today? Oh yeah, we still have the whole serpent wave spell, and then we enter the mirror. And the serpent wave spell is the one directly on column 6, full on 10 portal days. And then when we go through the mirror, then we go into the central column. We go into the monkey central column. When we come out, we have the seed wave spell, 10 portal days, column 8. Oof. I never really mention the portal days because I just don't personally really, I don't connect with them for some reason. Maybe I will, maybe I should, but I'm not, and that's as it is. So, time to stop. Where are we? Talked a long time. I've got a bunch of smaller clips I have to link here together. Wish us all a beautifully resonant day, flowing and being loving and kind with the obstacles in our flow, whatever nature they take, whether they're inside, whether they're showing up out of the subconscious, whether they're not noticed by us and reflecting on the outside. If they're showing up on the outside, there always is an equivalent on the inside. And we can deal with them on the inside or the outside. If it's a health issue, maybe realize that the issue is already the healer. It's the reflection of something. Dealing with it adequately may resolve the inner issue already, in as much as certain health issues stop us from going to work. And that's exactly what is required. And without the health issue, we wouldn't have stopped going to work. And usually when it's that, we know it, because it's like, oh my God, I get a break, thank God. And I don't have to feel guilty about it. Evolved beings would perhaps know I need time out, but the work system doesn't allow you to just take time out. And because we're collectively not yet that evolved, had we that system, a lot of us would just say, oh, I'm lazy, I don't want to go to work. And therein lies exactly all the problem of the system. We're not attuned with ourselves, we're not in resonance, we're doing things we don't want to do a lot. Sometimes we have to, but then we know it because we know what that serves. And then we don't have the resistance to doing the thing we don't really want to do right now, but we do it because we know it serves a purpose that we want. And this alignment, this resonance, this resonant mirror is part of the human evolution, very, very important. And if the evolution and the synchronization of the red earth in the occult, the medicine today, the blue night, the abundance, our abundance is in our resonance, it's in our unconscious, it's in our dream time. It's that, linking that with the analog wave spell, and the red dragon being part of that analog wave spell. It's the resonant tone in the wave spell of the blue hand. Am I right? I was gonna close, now I'm still going on. Ugh. Yeah, of course, blue hand, and the analog, it goes around the other way, right? So whatever that means now, I'm not going to do an analysis of that. But as we go through the analysis, or just not thinking it through, but resonating with it, the gifts start to come up by themselves, like they resonate. You start sounding a tuning fork, and things of like frequencies start resonating. So this analog, it's all about human free will, wisdom. The synchronizing wave spell of the red earth aids it. The analog wave spell of the blue hand, healing, knowing, accomplishing, aids it. The antipodal wave spell of spirit, breath, communicate, and what? Spirit, communication, breath is essential. and then whatever guidekins, yeah. So, and the yellow human wave spell is guided by the yellow human, its own guide. So it's all about that. It's all about becoming the influencer of our own wisdom, becoming the influencer in our own life, but in aiding humans. There are different kinds of influencers on the social media. Some, they really give you something. They really make your life a better life. It's fun. They teach something. They just add to your life. And some may not. They may just pretend a show, and but if you look at that and you end up feeling bad, it's like, well, the onus is always on you. Your choice matters. Your body, your choice. Your life, your choice. Your social media, your choice. Your life, your choice. I mean, it's so obvious. The fact that we have this abortion debates on the planet, it's just like each has to make that decision. It is a no-brainer. Anyone, I'm sorry, I'm totally of this opinion. No one human may make that decision for another. Punkt. Period. You just don't get to. Whatever your opinion is, you shouldn't, you should, you, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. Because it's that person's life. It's that person's choice. End of discussion. What we have to do when it comes to abortion is give safe places where that can happen. If that person, there's like when I grew up, I was like, yeah, but you shouldn't, not when I grew up, but this argument like, yeah, but then abortion gets used like a casual contraception, like you don't have to care anymore, you can just make it. No, it isn't that easy. Like the only person who's never had an abortion can talk like that. As if like, oh yeah, I'm going to just engage in unprotected sex because, oh yeah, I can just abort. If it comes to, if you frequently can take the morning pill after or whatever, I don't know, if you want to do that every day after you've had unprotected, whatever the consequences are, let them find out, like, who are you to worry about what their choices are? It's just like, I don't get it. I don't get that. And the whole moralistic debate, like, yeah, but it's not, if there is a moral consequence, like, no. Oh, but that's murder. Like, oh yeah, here it becomes hairy, because I say no, it's not. And if it were, the onus is on that person and that soul. Like, Mom, are you murdering me? Well, then if you don't have a soul concept, like even regular murder is a contract between two people. Like, you cannot take another person's life. It's not possible unless that person has agreed to it. This sounds very controversial, but it's like, to me, that's just common sense. Anyway, some of you are going to stop listening to me from now on. Yeah, well, if you are listening to me up to here, then either you're like, yeah, of course, it is common sense, or you're like, oh my God, this woman's off her nuts. Okay. Have a beautiful resonant day with your own truth, with your own life, with your own joy, with your own magnificence, and see it reflected. See how beautiful people are around you, how magnificent they are, how magnificent the place you live in is, how beautiful anything and everything around you is and can be, and wherever it isn't, well, what does it mean? Go overthink it and overanalyze it. That's what I do. It really works, I promise you. Okay, have a great day. Oh.